Welcome back. We're here to cover the Divine Masculine's weekly update. And yes, as the title states, the overall read looks good, but there was a subliminal message I was getting, and I think this could be a spiritual test, especially with the eclipses in mind and the transformations that we directly are going through. Now, we do have the joint connection coming up soon. By subscribing, you'll get the notification. It's always on a Sunday. And if you do want to get the next week's editions that are going to be out, you can join a YouTube membership as well as the super chats in the dark. Now, let's take a look at Divine Masculine's update for this week and what I spiritually see coming through for these individuals. Now, overall, like I said, I do feel this is positive, but I do feel from an intellectual point of view, the Divine Masculines this week are really looking at situations that have been playing out for a while. Now, this eternal dance, this can be, how do I explain it? Okay, movement, the wheel of life, path of least resistance. It is dropping down to a 10. Directly connected to, their purpose in life, their romance, like the 10 of Cups. Now, these circumstances, there's two pockets, and I've been getting this quite a bit lately psychically. One pocket group that is in denial about a circumstance is a very comfort-orientated zone, and the other that is having the intellectual download, the revelation, so to speak, of change and, needing to take action so they can move to their happy ending. Now, for some of them, I do believe these revelations are coming through this week. Can be a calm after the storm or a big change really coming for them. For some, there is a transition relating to career. I definitely do feel from a romantic point of view, they're really looking at love in all its forms and, how it directly can benefit and hurt you at the same times. And so it's very important for us to be with individuals who have what I could say is similar ideals. We don't have to be exactly the same, but really that kind of team orientated energy, especially because we have the South Node in Libra. These are times, especially in the weeks coming and moving into April, where we directly are looking at our intimate relationships, our contracts, our partnerships, from a Mars point of view, where those pressure points are, how to bring those things full circle. And I feel for the Divine Masculines, the change is not yet completely over. That doesn't mean to say that is a negative thing. These are portals that we're moving through that are really shaking things up and set to change our individual lives as well as the way we interlink with individuals. I'm looking to the past here for Divine Masculine. And the one thing I can see very clearly, especially as we take a close-up, is there could have been some news that came in. They also could be thinking about opportunities that were offered, peace offerings. For some, yes, this can be that both you and Divine Masculine may have had communication. And, really this desire to want to share it. And this can be where the person's having a revelation. It's like, gosh, I've had really great news. And the first person I'm thinking about is Divine Feminine. So this can give them the psychic download that, in fact, are they in this eternal dance? What are they doing? Are they with their true love? And can they share these moments and build and, are the people around them actually supportive of them? I do think these individuals are getting some good news, but I also feel there could be a lot of reflection back to the past of what was positive in their life and how they are wanting to get back to that. They're wanting to get back to that Zen space in the inner heart and even wanting family and tribe to be okay. So this can be a catch-22. It's like, how can I have what I want and how can everyone have what they want? I spiritually do feel, I'm hearing it's almost like home is where the heart is. And this doesn't have to be where they currently are. But I do feel intellectually they're tuning into what feels more conducive to them, what feels more harmonious and the truth of their heart. Yeah, this is having to face a reality, especially for those that are very frustrated. These moon phases can be very difficult. Healing, creativity, and fertility. Ocean of eternal love. The card's in reverse. And it's funny because there's two moons here, and directly speaking, in that portal moving from one eclipse to the other, which they're always in sets, it's very common that we are tuning into these dynamics as we transition between the two cycles. So it can take that amount of time for this situation to unpack, for these circumstances to really be getting to a space that the energy is clearing. So even weeks after the eclipses, we can find that these situations are, calming down. Now, the eclipse, I'll just get the chart up. If you can hear clicking in the background, apologies. Okay, so we have the 25th. We have the lunar eclipse in Libra at 5 degrees. So as you're moving into this energy, you're going to be experiencing this. So this is more than likely why it's coming through in their read. We do tend to get the energy 2 to 3 weeks prior and 2 to 3 weeks after the effect. So I definitely think changes in love are very significant for these individuals. So it's romances, partnerships, contracts, friendship groups. They directly are looking at, especially with Mars being very centered around their energy as masculines. Their shadow sign is Libra. Where have we been too fair to individuals? Where have we not considered our own needs? Where are we working in a team, and what needs to change within those dynamics? So sometimes these revelations can be, am I with people that are working with me? And it doesn't have to be that they're perfect or the situations are perfect, but it does need to be, it ends up being a shake-up, and that's because of the eclipse and Libra being in the South Node. So I'm noticing, and they're really honing in on these two moon energies here in the hangman position, almost like sacrifices are needing to be made. Sometimes tower moments can actually show us where new doors can open. And I do particularly feel they're making a strong reference point to the two eclipses, being that this is a very significant shift for the divine masculines in their life. And it doesn't really matter which group they're in. That's really what they're referencing. If they're in the group of denial, I still see this significant shift coming, and it will end up being for their betterment. Those that are in complete alignment and having revelations, look, my heart's with divine feminine. I need to communicate. I remember some things that we spoke about and wanting to go back to that. I feel more at peace with this individual. I want to create harmony with our communication. I feel these two moons are really bringing these emotions about. Yeah, they have had a lot of time to reflect upon this. And, so the reflection from a standpoint, it's like they've had adequate time to reflect upon it. These emotions that are coming up are there to be cleared, and I feel for some they might have retreated back so they could really take some stock of all these changes it has been. They also know that by not honouring their feelings and pushing it down, especially if this occurs during the eclipses, it's only inevitably going to come back up again, because there has been this eternal dance. So there's some sense of a pattern here that potentially they weren't coming to terms with, even though their higher mind is saying, look, this is the direction you need to go in. If there was sort of a blockage coming up spiritually, I feel there's an ending to this circumstance, and I feel they're really moving into this standpoint of knowing what they're wanting, looking at their value systems. This could be religion. This could be very Jupiter. Whenever we get the 9 energies, it can be to do with spirituality. From an astrological point of view, it can be, marriage, it could be divorces. This is what they're moving towards. So whatever they're moving into, it's going to actually take them to their higher point of their destiny. I do feel they're quite protected. Yeah, I feel they're wanting to come out of the cold in their own personal lives as well as with the divine feminine. They also feel they can be quite open with you. Yeah, there's big changes here. This is going to take them to their happiness. They feel when they're at their optimum, when they're rested, when they're grounded, they're not taking things as personal. They do feel their vibration can tackle a whole lot more. Yeah, there is a recovery here. They can also be walking away from friendship groups that they're feeling really are not in their best interests. Oh. What's going on here? Okay, I've got an additional message. Let's see how this transitions. Okay, for those that are in a karmic relationship, like I said, there's two pockets of energy coming through this way. Some that are in denial, some that are, really addressing things. Yeah, no matter what, this is, I feel bad. I feel bad from the perspective there's mental entanglement here. For those that are trying to say to themselves, it'll be okay, this is the way things are being. No, maybe it's me. Maybe I can do better and we can get this karmic situation back on track. Again, it moves smack bang into the Nine of Hearts. And the clarifier is it's a gentleman sitting on a bench, chained up with an urn directly behind them. Which are the, even if they kind of deny their emotions, this individual's in prison. It does not end up being comfortable. And the 9 energy is, from a Jupiter point of view, it's forcing them to liberate themselves out of it. It's forcing them to reach closure. To not, we can only be the best to others when we are the best to ourselves, and we're honoring this. And this can be a spiritual truth that's coming up for them. What's that saying? Denial is not a river in Egypt. That's what I was hearing. There is an old joke about denying being a river in Egypt. What else do I see? Yeah, this is everything down to where do you feel home is. This can be a bit of a shock to this individual's system. There is a lot of closure here. This is serving a purpose. These two eclipses are really serving a purpose to shake the shackles off. This is where the individual may be in denial, might be saying, look, oh, gee, I've been going through this quite a bit. No, this is the way things have to be. Thinking back to communication, maybe blocking communication, trying to walk away from it, getting back into the Zen space, ultimately knowing where their Zen space is, but observing and feeling spiritually stuck, moving through the two eclipses. And then as we do transition through, this is a shakeout. This is a reality check. This is an audit of the circumstance. And I really feel the first week of April is going to give us some significant changes. I can't wait to do that read of how the outcome is going to be for these individuals post-eclipse. If you do want to get these videos ahead of the crowd and see how they're transitioning, come through and join our YouTube membership. Also, don't forget to click the bell and to come through and join a joint connection. And we do cover the masculine, feminine, and karmic that are out now. Take care, and I will see you for the Divine Masculine next week, should you choose to join us.